Hey, what's going on, Kick family? Welcome back. So far we discussed salts, we discussed oils. Now it's time to actually discuss seasoning the protein. So the protein of choice here is a steak, a ribeye steak at that. And when you're searching for steaks, you want to look for something that has the proper marbling. So as grade, this steak is a prime steak, USDA prime steak. And you just want to make sure you got good marbling in the steak. Now, marbling is the strands of fat you see throughout the steak. Now, that equals flavor because as the steak cooks, it continues to baste the steak from within. So marbling keeps the steak juicy. So the first step you want to do is dry that steak off completely and immediately place it onto a wire rack. Now you want to use this wire rack because it's going to catch the seasonings at the bottom, and you're going to use that here in a little bit. But go on generously with salt. And the salt I'm using for this steak here is kosher salt. And you want to go on generously because this is a thick piece of meat and it could take a lot of seasoning. Also, with black pepper, you want to make sure you're using freshly cracked black pepper. You could use that powder stuff, but we're trying to make this the best steak possible. And freshly cracked black pepper would do that. So you want to go on with a generous amount of the freshly cracked black pepper as well. And then pat those seasonings into the steak and then flip it over. And we're going to repeat that same process. Now, once we get this steak seasoned, the pro tip is to let this steak hang out for at least an hour to bring it up to room temperature, as well as giving the salt and black pepper time to penetrate the protein, which will equal into a steak that's flavorful from the exterior to the interior. So it's flavorful throughout. And the cool part about seasoning it this way is once you place the steak in the pan, you won't lose your seasoning in that hot frying pan because most of the seasoning has already absorbed into the beef. Now that we have our steak seasoned on both sides, you can now remove the wire rack, and the seasonings that fell between the grates, you can actually season the sides of the steak with those seasonings, so no seasonings are left behind. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no way I can show you how to season a steak without showing you the finished product. So here's the finished product. Now, you cook that steak to your desired temperature, and once it's cooked, make sure you allow that steak to rest for a minimum of 5 to 7 minutes untouched. And once it has rested, you can go ahead and cut it to your desired likeness. Thank you for checking this video out. It was all about seasonings this go around. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys next week.